Have you ever seen such merciless brutality that it sickened you? A wheelchair-bound teenage girl was ridiculed in a local restaurant while everyone ignored her suffering. 1 hour later, motorcycle engines thundered through the streets. As the Hells Angels entered, each patron received an unforgettable education in human decency. Lily, 17, sat in the rear corner, hoping invisibility might spare her from stares. A childhood bout with polio had taken her ability to walk, the wheelchair defining her more than her abilities. Regular patrons rarely acknowledged her, except with awkward looks. Though the aroma of bacon and coffee filled the air, she felt trapped. Some acted as if she were absent, others wore that empty, sympathetic expression that changed nothing. That morning she promised herself breakfast would help her feel ordinary, yet she knew the town would never let her forget her differences. The harassment began as hushed talk between two teenage boys. Lily avoided looking up, but their murmurs became laughter. One boy mimicked a limp while passing her table. The mockery echoed, and nobody intervened. Even the chef pretended to focus on cooking. The boys returned to their tables still laughing. Customers kept their eyes down. Lily's hands shook as she fought tears. This cruelty cut deeper than usual. Hannah, the server, had worked there a decade. Watching the boys ridicule Lily made her hands shake. The manager's warning echoed. Don't antagonize the local youth. Wealthy families kept the place afloat. Hannah hated herself for staying silent. Encouraged by inaction, the boys grew bolder. Need help getting over here? We could push you, one jeered. Laughter followed. Lily gripped her wheelchair's armrest until her knuckles whitened. She'd only wanted a peaceful breakfast. A woman whispered, somebody ought to intervene, but stayed seated. The manager hid in the back. Hannah busied herself pointlessly. Lily's chest ached from holding back sobs. Cruelty thrived on silence, she realized. Her phone vibrated. The number was unfamiliar. A deep voice said, hold on, little sister, we're coming, then hung up. She stared at it, confused. Outside, July heat shimmered over the asphalt. Chrome headlights appeared, then more, engines rumbling. Hannah assumed it was just bikers passing through, but they turned into the lot and lined up with precision. The restaurant grew silent. The boys' sneers faded. More than 20 bikes idled, the sound vibrating in bones. The chef came to watch. The air felt heavy. Lily finally looked up. Through the glass, she saw the rows of motorcycles gleaming. She recalled the voice. We're coming. The bikers dismounted, serious faces, black leather vests with the Hells Angels emblem. Inside, tension thickened. The boys hunched in their booth. One biker met Lily's eyes, not with pity, but respect. The door opened. Boots thudded on the floor. Conversation stopped. The jukebox was unplugged. The tall lead biker, gray-bearded and commanding, scanned the room. He approached Lily's table, his vest read, Reverend. Bowing his head, he said, Miss, we received word there was a problem. Behind him, the others stood like a wall. The boys' leader, Travis, tried to smirk but failed. Reverend turned toward them slowly. Which of you thought it was appropriate to treat this young woman as inferior? Silence followed. Even longtime locals looked down. Respect, Reverend said, isn't a favor you grant to people who look like you or move like you. It's a right. When you steal it, you disgrace yourself. His words struck like hammer blows. Lily felt something shift inside. A place long wounded now met with open compassion. These tears weren't shame, but release. The whole room felt it. This wasn't only about the boys. The community had allowed cruelty to grow through silence. For a long moment, Lily couldn't speak. Then she saw every eye on her, not with pity, but with respect. She drew a breath. I didn't ask for this, she told the boys. I just wanted breakfast. You don't need to like me, but you can't decide I'm worthless. Her voice trembled, but stayed firm. The bikers nodded behind Reverend. Hannah felt something in her chest break. She stepped from behind the counter and put a hand on Lily's shoulder. I'm sorry, I should have spoken up earlier. Lily looked up. No judgment, only relief. Hannah turned to the boys. You're finished here. Leave, and come back. Travis stood awkwardly, his friends following. As they passed the bikers, Hannah's hand steadied. She knew she had done the right thing. Outside, the boys lingered by their truck. Travis hesitated, then returned to the doorway. I'm sorry, he muttered, but stopped mid-sentence knowing it wasn't true. Lily met his gaze. I know you didn't intend to be kind, she said softly, but you chose to be cruel. He looked away. and left. Silence hung over the restaurant. Slowly, life resumed. The clink of dishes, the creak of stools, but nothing felt the same. In less than an hour, the town had been forced to confront itself. They had watched a girl show more courage than they had, and strangers offer the dignity they'd denied. The bikers hadn't come to cause trouble. They came to show what dignity looked like, and how quickly it could be stolen when good people stayed quiet. Reverend knelt beside Lily. "You didn't deserve any of that," he said simply, "and you'll never face it alone again." One by one, the bikers touched her shoulder or nodded. Not in pity, but respect. In their world, strength came from character, and Lily had plenty. Outside, the last glint of chrome faded into the summer haze. Lily stayed by the window, her shame replaced by pride. Reverend had called her little sister, making her feel part of something larger. Hannah brought her fresh coffee. "If you ever need anything, come to me." For the first time in years, Lily believed she deserved respect. She had no desire to be a charity case, only to be treated as equal. She knew she would remember this day, the day strangers became guardians, and her voice proved enough. As she wheeled toward the exit, she knew she would never again be the girl no one wanted to see.